Hey everybody, welcome back to the AfterLife SMP server is season 4. And if you remember from the previous episode, last time we built ourselves a little storage room down there. I haven't done too much around here since then, but based on the feedback from the last episode, I would have to say I think people like this. And I'm pleasantly surprised with how things have gone with this as well. So thanks for all the feedback in the previous episode. I'm really enjoying how this island has been turning out. But there was something else from the previous episode I also wanted to quickly address as we start today's episode. And that is that there are two AfterLife SMPs. So many of you already know this, but there is another AfterLife SMP that was started this year that is a modded server. I think they mainly do Origins. That has a bunch of very popular YouTubers on it. And one of the pieces of feedback in the comment section from last episode was some debate about this. I will say that if you are looking for the other server, I apologize. If this isn't what you're looking for, feel free to try and stick around and watch the video, watch some of the other videos from other members of this AfterLife server as well. But no hard feelings if you're looking for a different AfterLife, that is a-okay. But yeah, just wanted to go ahead and address that since it seemed like it was a bit of contention in the comment section of the last episode. For those who are here for this AfterLife SMP, we are here in today's episode going to be doing something a little bit different from the previous one. Remember this tree? Remember this thing in the middle here? Well, I wanted to have this big world tree. Well, I don't think we're going to get that done. And in the sake of time, I want to go ahead and start off today's episode by taking down all these oak logs here, and I want to make a nice tree stump. And what I'm also thinking as well is we might have an axe, a netherite axe or something along those lines, basically chop down into the tree stump and make it look not necessarily fantasy, but give it almost like a giant had come by and chopped down the tree and stuck its axe in the very top there. So I think to start off today's episode, we're gonna go ahead, tear some of this down and get working on this tree stump. So let me go and do that, folks, and we'll see where that takes us. So I've chopped the rest of the tree down. We just got ourselves a stump here. You may also notice a few other things around here, mainly that I have been bone mealing this area. So I'm getting rid of the two tall grass blocks as those spring up, and I still have to go back through and get rid of a lot more. But I'm trying to add a little more interest than just green grass in a few buildings around here, adding in some different smaller grass areas. Flowers don't actually grow here because it is a mushroom island, and flowers are per block, and I guess flowers just don't grow on mushroom island blocks, so we don't have any flowers unless I want to hand place them. But I think regardless, I think this place is turning out pretty dang well. We still got a lot more left to do, and I've got only a little bit of bone meal left on me, so I'll have to get some more. But I figured next we would go ahead and start working on this tree trunk here, and I'll take you guys through the process of how I'm gonna be making this. So we're gonna start off with an outer ring here of oak. It's all gonna be stripped, of course, in the middle here. How exactly I'm going to get from one place to another in terms of how I'm going to connect these sides, I don't really know, but we'll figure it out. I think these are going to go outwards like this, like so. You can probably just do this on each side so to connect them up, and then this in the middle part doesn't matter. I can probably face them upwards if I really wanted to, but I don't think that's necessarily a necessity either. So let's go around here. At least the outer layer here is going to be oak. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with some of the inner layers. Those honestly might just be spruce. I don't know how much spruce I really have though, so we'll have to check that. Place a few more of these down, connect this up, connect this up, place a few more down. Next up, I think we're going to use the spruce wood. We're basically just trying to get rings to go all the way around. I don't know if this is all that realistic, to be honest with you. I don't really think it is, but I think it looks pretty cool, and so we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see what happens. So we add in these logs here and a few more. I'm gonna need more spruce wood probably. This is all the spruce wood that I have, it seems like. So probably gonna take some bone meal, take some saplings if I have some, and just make ourselves some more spruce wood. So let's go ahead and place these in. Maybe we'll just leave that like that, and then make another row of oak in the middle here, like this. I'll come back through and do this to them, strip them. That's what it's called. I think we're gonna do this as well. Just do a little rounded corner like that. They don't all have to be absolutely perfectly connected together. That was mainly just for the first round to get a nice round in. Oh, you know what? I do think I actually want to round these out. I think it's gonna look better if we round them out. So, all right. Well, I think if we do, that'll probably look good. And then this is just gonna be like this. Yeah, I think if we do that, it's gonna look a lot better. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead. I think and get myself some more spruce wood. See if we can finish up the interior here. Also, I want to change these. If I can do this. I want to change these. I think into the oak wood blocks like that. Just because I think it's going to be, I guess, the bark blocks, if they're even still called that. I want to change these into these just because I think it's going to look a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead, folks, I think, and finish this up. I need to get myself some more spruce wood. I'm going to replace all these with bark blocks. I'm going to try to round it out in the middle. It's probably just going to be, these circles, oak, spruce, all the way to the middle probably. And then when I have those done, I'll bring y'all back. So as you can tell, I've been doing a little bit, just a little bit of some work around here. I've got some leaves on the tree stump. I think the tree stump is coming along pretty well. I've got some more details and I want to finish this today. But outside of that, you may also see around here, I have been working on filling up the place a little bit with just some bone meal, just adding a lot of grass to the area. Tall grass I'm trying to get rid of, but a lot of the shorter grass I think is going to stay around. And it's been really helping fill in the island because just with a few houses and just a lot of green grass, it doesn't feel as not necessarily overgrown, but I guess lived in is what I'm more going for. And I do feel like this has been lived in if I added a whole bunch more grass. And it's not just, you know, netherrack turned to grass. So I think it's going along pretty well. And the other thing I wanted to show you all as well, you can sort of see it all around here. I think a lot of this stuff is pretty new, is that I have been making some more houses. I've been adding in a lot more house design. Speaking of filling in the island, I've been trying to add in a whole bunch more house design. So obviously this one I think was already here. But if we go this way, this one is kind of still in progress. I'm running out of blocks for it, so I need to come back and finish that. This one was already here. Let's see. There was another one that is over here. There's actually a few that I've cropped up over here. This house, there's a house down here. I'm gonna do a special house down here that I've kind of started. It's gonna have like a little tower on it as well. And this over here is going to be another house. So I'm trying to just fill this in with a whole bunch of just regular village houses. And we'll sprinkle in some actual mushroom houses in here as well. But I think in terms of filling out the island and making it feel lived in, this is going to help a ton with that. So I'm super excited to see where this goes. I also want to mention, you'll see a little house design here. I'm not going to spoil too much, but you might be able to see a little bit in there. There is somebody who's going to be doing at least a few, if not all, of the interiors for these houses. I slowly by the day I realized that I don't really want to do the interiors, so our friendly neighborhood blonde skunk has offered to do the interiors. I didn't get a clip with him. That's actually just kind of happened on my Twitch stream over at twitch.tv/WhiteFyr. So hopefully whenever Skunk uploads a video, hopefully he does upload one at some points for all of the interiors. If he does, it should have that in it. So feel free to go check out his channel and stay tuned for whenever that may go live. But ladies and gentlemen, I think I want to work on the tree stump in just a minute, but I've got a few house designs that you can see here that I've started. I want to go ahead and continue working on those. Let's see how far I can get with those today. And let's see what kind of pretty picture I can get of this island. Some good Instagram worthy shots, maybe, who knows. And yeah, let's see how much I can get done today. So I'm going to get back to work, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you all with another progress update in just a minute. Alrighty, and as you can see, we have done some more house building. I definitely got this house in the middle here that I showed you all earlier done. It has the weird little tower bit at the top. I decided to go with just sort of a regular roof design instead of a dome. I thought a dome or a dome shape might look a little better, but I ended up going with this design instead. It's not completely done. You can see some of the interior there. We still have left to do, and I will continue working on that. But we built quite a few houses, quite a few around here. You'll see some small ones pop in here and there. Still working on finishing the sides for a lot of these. As you can see if we walk around here, and I think want to put in a few more houses here and there if I have the opportunity to. So yeah, this one still needs to be finished. I do want to still, if we can, throw a pathway over here
so we can connect up to the main pathway that Wintertooth had initially made to connect up a lot of the bases here on the server. So that's still something I want to do, but I think the houses are coming along quite nicely. No real interiors, but I think the design, the more we add in houses, if I kind of fly up this way, the more we add in houses, the better this place seems to feel. Oh, and if you remember from the beginning of today's episode, I mentioned there's something I wanted to add to the tree stump, and that is an axe. So, as you can see, I have built the axe on top of the tree stump. I used a variety of blocks that I don't normally use, but I'm using a lot more ever since working in my single player world, and that is deep slate. So I've added the tile deep slate along with just polished deep slate with some stair variants of those, as well as some deep slate bricks as well. We also added in some stripped dark oak and some stripped spruce in the middle. I modeled this design basically after just a general netherite axe design. Obviously the head is not quite netherite. One, I don't have netherite blocks themselves, and two, I didn't really quite have the color combinations that I wanted for a more organic axe structure, so I basically made it out of stone. It's kind of like a stone axe, but it was modeled after a netherite axe. I thought that the deep slate tiles in the middle, surrounded by the polished deep slate, would be a pretty nice combo. So, and you'll see there's some lights in there to keep some lighting around the area as well, with some trapdoors on them. There's some shroom lights that match a lot of the lights around here. And I think for an axe is basically chopped into the middle of the tree stump, essentially symbolizing that axe was used to chop down the tree, hence why it's a tree stump. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good overall. I'm pretty happy with how that ended up turning out, and yeah, pretty cool. Let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. I know it's more just a pixelated axe, but I think it fits the area pretty well. And I try to center it as best as I could in the tree trunk here. I tried to use that block right there as sort of like the center mark, and put that exactly in the center of the tree trunk. Not that it feels like it's necessarily in the center, it's a little weird, but I think it turned out pretty well overall, honestly. All right, folks, well, we're getting close to finishing this tree trunk. There's a few more things I wanted to do here. The main one being, I need to figure out what I'm doing with the interior here. And one of the things I thought about doing was just closing this up. I think instead I might run a pathway through here. That way we can still see the inside here, and add in some leaves and stuff coming off of the interior, add in some more oak coming down from the interior as well. We'll see what I do with that, but I think that might be a pretty cool idea, as well as finish up a lot of the houses around here. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and continue working on some of the areas around here. A lot of little things to do. I got to move the chests area here as well. A lot of small things to do to work towards having a more finished island very soon. So I'm gonna get to work, folks. I'll bring you all back for another progress update in just a minute. Alrighty, folks, we have made quite a bit of progress. So I want to show you all exactly the progress that we made. We've done a whole bunch of different things. Hopefully I will cover all of them. I may forget a few, but hopefully as you're walking around, you'll notice some things that are different. The first thing that is definitely different is this enchantment table here. Where we left off in the last clip, you will have noticed that this enchantment table was on top of a small hill right here, which I hadn't really done anything with. I kind of just hopped up there whenever I needed to enchant, which wasn't very often, but did happen occasionally. So as you can see, I added in, with a similar theme, a small staircase here. So if we hop up here, you will see that there is a small enchantment area here, and of course made sure that this is still level 30 enchantment station, in case, you know, in case I actually wanted to enchant, which I'm probably not going to. I've got all the tools that I need, but if I wanted level 30 enchants, I would definitely have the opportunity to. Along with that, a few updates with the houses, so you'll kind of see a few different more designs, a few different houses added to our village here. These two in particular, we have a small one here, as well as we have a much bigger one right here. This is because I moved all the storage, like I mentioned in the last clip. I wanted to move all that storage. We'll go check that out in just a minute. But alongside this as well, I went through all the houses and at least added, if they didn't have an actual interior, I at least added a spruce floor. I didn't want there to be a grass floor anymore. I was kind of getting tired of that being there, so I went ahead and added a proper floor in case we do want to go back and add some interiors to this at some point. So let's talk about this tree stump as well, which is something else that I wanted to update. So One of the things that you'll see is some of the roots here. So we had the big root. If I kind of walk over this way, you'll see we had this big root here, which you might remember from previous episodes, but I didn't want this to just be a one-off root coming off of the stump. So I added 3 more. There's one over there, one on the other side, and one over here as well. I think it ties things in a lot better. You kind of do have to hop over the root right here to go through the pathway, but honestly, I don't go this way that often. I mainly fly around anyways, so don't really think it's that big of a deal for us to worry about. The biggest update, however, is inside the tree trunk. So if we head inside of here, you'll see at the ceiling, lots of interest. Added the border around the ceiling here, added some leaves, added some lanterns. And in the middle here, outside of moving the chests, or I guess alongside moving the chests to the storage area, I also moved the remainder of the items, ender chest, anvils, bed, crafting table, bell, all kinds of stuff. The armor stand here as well with our first set of iron armor. I moved these to the interior of the tree stump here, and I made a little platform for them right here. I couldn't really think of anything else to put inside of here. I didn't want to just close it up either. I thought it'd be kind of a waste of space to do that, so I gave it a use, and I think that this use is pretty cool. I think it's I think it fills the space well. It kind of blocks some of the entrances or some of the exits on some sides, but I think it fills the space well enough anyways. So a few smaller updates. We have the mushroom pen here. I added these I guess these posts to the fence itself. I think it just adds a little bit of extra detail to the area. I also went ahead and I've done a few things with some of the pathways. This pathway used to just end right here. So I went ahead and I connected this pathway all the way up to this pathway running throughout here, which I often run between this side over here, I guess the forest area over there, and the tree stump over here. And speaking of pathways as well, if we head over this way, you'll see another pathway that I've been working on is this one. So this is the pathway that eventually connects up to the road that Wintertooth initially had made that connected all of the bases. So if we run this way, you'll see the path now actually intersects that path over here. I try to transition it at the end here as best as I could, and I think it has transitioned pretty dang well. And at least if someone were to walk from over here, if they wanted to walk to all the bases, they'd be able to stumble upon my base here and have an actual pathway. Not that many people would actually probably use the pathway, but at least there is an actual pathway here if they want some sort of guided way into the village. Alongside that, I've been doing some minor updates. I've been adding, I've been doing some more bone mealing to add some more grass. I've been adding in small amounts of leaves as well to all the places that didn't have leaves. I've also been working on connecting up all these houses to the pathway so that they actually have a proper entrance instead of having to walk over grass or having to hop up. Like for instance, right here, I just added some slabs, added in the path blocks as well as the coarse dirt, and voila, we have ourselves a bit of a pathway up to the entrance to one of the houses. So probably the last thing to update you all on is the storage area. And as we walk in here, you'll be able to see I have made sure to add lots of these glowing item frames so we can actually showcase what's in. I guess this one doesn't have anything in it, but we can actually showcase exactly what's in the barrels, what's in the chests, that sort of stuff. So to sort of recap exactly what all I have stored here, over this side we have all of our nether blocks and some of the lighting blocks here as well. On this side we have miscellaneous building blocks with different kinds of dirt, wood, stones, that sort of thing. We even have some mycelium right here. Obviously these were already here, but these are just some building blocks, more building blocks here for bulk storage. On this side I kind of put a bunch of miscellaneous blocks, also ores and different minerals that I would actually want to use. So coal, iron, copper, redstone, etc. That are all the valuables I normally have something in my ender chest about, but I just kind of store them all right here. Over on this wall, as well as kind of a bunch of miscellaneous things, we have some plants, we have some food, we have some mob drops, we have even some extra tools that are up in that little barrel up there. So we have a whole bunch of miscellaneous things. The leaves we have here as well. So just a whole bunch of miscellaneous things over on this wall. I probably use this wall the most if I'm actually putting stuff in here. But in terms of the storage, it's all actually sorted in here. So I don't think I have any more storage anywhere else. I'll have to go double check. But I think all of our materials, all of our items are actually now in the storage room, and we are making full use of it, which is pretty dang exciting. But folks, I think that recaps all the things that I've done. And I know this might seem a little rushed, like I've done a whole bunch of things off camera. There is a reason for that. there are some things happening very, very soon. If you've been around the streams, if you've been around in previous episodes, you may understand what's happening. But I need to then get this village and this base finished up as soon as possible, because this is probably the last episode of actual progress I will have released before things are changing, new things happening, lots of plans underway, and the season is coming quickly to a close. So I want to make sure that we got a lot of the village houses in, got a lot of our storage put away, and made sure that I had a base here that I was proud of by the time, to make sure, you know, we were actually ready for a season end, whenever that might be. So yeah, this episode is the last one of progress. I will definitely have at least one more, probably just one more. That's going to be a proper tour of this area. We've done a little bit of a tour today, but I want to do an actual proper tour of exactly the base area here and all the different parts of it, even the parts that I don't normally show. So there aren't many of those, but there are a few that I do want to show in an actual proper base tour, and we may actually go over to spawn. I don't have anything built in spawn, but well, that was a little scary as well. I don't have anything actually built in spawn, but I think it might be cool to actually go see it. So stay tuned. Hopefully that'll be a video right after this one. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to wrap things up here for today. Thank you all so much for watching today's episode. If there's anything in this village that you like the most, feel free to leave a comment down below about that. If you did end up enjoying today's video, feel free to leave a like. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe as well for any future Afterlife related videos, single player videos, any other videos I may upload to this channel. Of course, all the Minecraft related. So anyways, folks, take care, and I will see you all very, very soon for hopefully a special video. Take care. Bye-bye.